Hey everybody, Fletch from All Things Overlanding here. Welcome to this week's vlog slash podcast. On this episode, I have got a young lady named Cindy Pope from Northology Adventures. She also is, are you in charge of CORE? Are you the founder of CORE? What's your title with the CORE, the Keweenaw Overland Adventure Retreat?
Head coach, maybe?
Head coach. Oh, that's a cool title. So we've got Cindy with us today. Welcome, Cindy. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, hi. Nice to be here, Jason. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so we met a couple years ago actually at the Manistee thing, I think, right? There were like 30 rigs or something. Was that when we met? I'm pretty sure that is.
No.
Is it not?
Didn't you come up with Andrew Smith and you camped in my front yard?
No, I didn't make that one.
Oh.
I heard about it.
Crap.
I didn't go up there. I think you were on that Manistee trip, though, the huge one with, like, all the Jeep guys, right?
I have never been to the Lower Peninsula of Michigan.
How the heck did we meet? Maybe we did camp in your yard.
Did you go up with Andrew after the Father's Day floods to Houghton?
I don't know. But I remember, driving on some highway at night trying to get to somewhere. You know what? I must have had too much beer between then and now because I don't remember. Very possible.
Well, I'm going to be honest. Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I'm like, is that guy that came with Andrew? I'm like, it's got to be. But, and the other guy was Jimmy.
Yeah, I know Jimmy too.
And like you did a trip. Yeah, you did a trip with Jimmy and Andrew. Yep. And I was thinking, was that the third guy? Are you sure?
I don't know. Maybe. We might just only know each other on the internet, too. We might just be internet friends and never realized it.
That might be. Well, that would be too bad because Andrew had that big, giant pole with the light on the end of it in my front yard, and it was hilarious.
That's funny.
You've seen that, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's funny. So we at least know the same people, right? Like, and we've talked a million times online and, like, you know, cross tracks on different forums and stuff, like the Facebook groups and stuff like that. So anyways, welcome. So I'm just gonna, you know, as all of these have gone, I'm just gonna ask you some questions, and like if you have questions, feel free to shoot back at me, and if you don't want to answer a question, that's okay too. You just tell me what you want to do. You're the boss. So
perfect. So
what got you into camping / overlanding? Like when did it start for you and how?
I was probably 5, and I was in the back of a Pinto, not a station wagon, a straight up Pinto, 1974 maybe, with my brother, my uncle, my mom, and my dad, and a sheepdog on the way to South Dakota.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah, so like I mean, I've just been camping my whole life.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, and it's funny too because like I love seeing more ladies doing it, right? Like I've got a few followers, like subscribers that follow me that are ladies, and I'm like, get in the comments and represent. Like we need more of you. My wife won't go, but there are, you know, folks like you that are brave enough to do it. So I love it. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, I can't stay out of the woods. That's my problem. So
yeah.
Get a Jeep, go camping. One thing leads to another. Next thing you know, you're hosting, you know, 150 people at a meetup or a, you know, a retreat.
Yeah. Well, that takes us to that. So you're talking about CORE, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here, I'll pull up my screen here and show folks the website. So probably, I would imagine that most people that follow me have heard of CORE probably, because a lot of them are Midwest folks. But if not, here's the website. So it's Keweenaw Overland Adventure Retreat.com, which is long. But if you search for CORE Overlanding, you'll find it too. And I'll put a link down below in the description of this video so you can easily find it. But definitely check out the website, guys, because it's really cool. There's an awesome video that Cindy and I were just talking about that Overland Pioneers made of last year's event that kind of gives you a really good feel for what the event is like. And this year it's in a new place, right, Cindy? You want to tell us about Copper Harbor? Looks awesome.
Absolutely, yeah. It is, man. Copper Harbor is about an hour, just a little over an hour north of our old base camp. Our old base camp was southwest of Houghton. North Winds Adventures is where we were. It's an awesome place. But we had an opportunity to take over Trails End Campground for the weekend. And John was so nice to accommodate us for that. They're very excited to have us there. People from the local travel and tourism organization there say they're excited to have us. It's a cute little town. They have, little shops, and there's a really famous mountain bike trail system there. Keweenaw Adventure Company does shuttles, and they rent kayaks also for paddling. So there's a lot of activity in the summer and, late spring, early fall type like that. Lots of things to do there. And that's about a 5-minute walk from our base camp. Oh, wow. And from our camp, we can see Brockway Mountain. It's really cool. We're not right on the lake, but we're just a couple minutes walk from there. Huh. It's a beautiful little town, and I'm really thrilled to be there.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited too, but I'm also really mad because I can't come. And we've talked about this, and I keep bringing it up, and I'm going to keep complaining about it every time you post something, and I get on there and be like, I wish I could come to this, but.
Yeah, it's tough. People, they have to book things really far out anymore these days. And, basically not the weekend after Labor Day, but the weekend after Labor Day is when we're up there.
Yeah, the 17th.
So mark your calendar, Jason.
Yeah, I know, I did. I marked it. And that's what's funny is then I didn't talk to my wife. And then she said, oh, we're going to the Dominican Republic or whatever. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And she's like, with all our friends. And I was like, okay, neat. And then that was months ago. And then I was like, okay, let's plan out Overland East. I want to go to the Rendezvous in the Ozarks. I want to go to Core. And I'm like, it's September 17th through 20th. And she's like, duh, I told you that's when we're going on our trip. And we didn't have to pick that week, but since you didn't say anything about it, I picked it. And then now everybody says that week works for them. And I'm like, oh my God, I need to listen to my wife sometimes because it's pretty much my fault, I guess. Because she probably told me the date and I didn't check it before then. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to have to side with her on that one.
It's always my fault anyways, so it's not, I'm just used to it. It's fine. So Core is awesome, guys. So again, I'll put this link down below. Check it out. There's some info about, Copper Harbor. You can buy tickets in March. TC Teardrops, big sponsor. It sounds like they did it before, right? Have they been?
Yeah, they were actually very instrumental in the early days of Core. My friend, Rob, who was the grounds or the director at North Winds where we first had the Core, him and Todd and Carol from TP Teardrops and my friend Chris met on a very cold November night and said, hey, we got to have the fancy car campers up here. We really dig this stuff and want to bring them all together. So they've been there since the beginning, and they're a really awesome couple. They make those teardrop campers right there in Wausau. It's a family business. That's and they've been super, super supportive.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But yeah, can I really quick shout out to the other vendors that we got coming? Would that be cool?
Yeah, go for it. I mean, we're, my audience is all Overlanders, right? So it's probably stuff that
interests me. Right. Yeah. Well, yeah, we've got Chi-Town 4x4. They're coming again. X-Venture Trailers, another Wisconsin manufacturer. We've got True North Outpost from Norway, Michigan. They have a really, really cool thing going on. You should really check them out. Auto Pro Glass and Tire from Houghton. They sold my dad a really nice set of tires. We're happy with them. They've been very, very supportive from the get-go. Artemis Overland Hardware. My buddy Chris with XJP Overland, and of course my Northology Overland. We kind of sponsor that. And then we've got Overland Pioneers, Boss Adventures, kind of helping us out media-wise, Michigan Overland, and new this year, a couple of sponsors, New Holland Overland Company and G3 Fabrication. So thank you guys. We're excited to have them up there, and they're all super happy to be on board.
That's awesome. Yeah, and they're on this website too, guys. So if any of those sound good to
Oh
you,
yeah.
especially Michigan folks, like you can just click right through and check them out. And like I said, that this awesome videos from Overland Pioneers too. So definitely watch that because it's I've watched it like 4 times. It's amazing. It's just super fun, and it's
For
like it
only
literally makes you
four,
feel like you're there. You know, like
only, only 4 times.
only I'll watch it 4 more times tonight for you, Cindy. It's only like 10 minutes long. I can do it before I
Well,
go to
I gotta
sleep.
say, the first time, Jeremiah made a video after the first four for 2018, and when I
Uh-huh.
watched that one, I actually got tears in my eyes.
That's awesome.
I
Yeah,
was
he
just
does
so
good
happy,
stuff.
happy that it came together.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's awesome. I love that it's like, I mean, it's not exactly local to me being all the way down here in Indiana, but like it's pretty close. Like it's worth the drive too. That's why I want to come. Like I talk about it every year. And after last year, not being able to come last year, I was like, next year I'm going. And then I'm telling you, when my wife said that, I was like, Cindy is literally going to kill me. Like, because I've been talking it up forever and it's still months away. And I'm like, already know I can't come. So don't hate me.
Oh, that's okay. I'll forgive you this time. But in 2021, you're going to be there.
Yes.
Which
Just when you know the dates, message me and then I'll block it on our calendars.
I'm going to tell you the dates before we get up the phone here.
Okay, perfect. I will block them out a year and a half in advance because I'm coming next year.
Nice.
Cool. So you mentioned Northology too. So again, I'll put this link down in the descriptions too. But so tell me about this. Like I've been aware of you. I see you on, Facebook all over the place and everything. And like we've exchanged stickers, which thank you very much. They're on my rig now. But like, tell us about Northology too.
Yeah, Northology started out just as an outlet for me to post pictures. I have an illness that I cannot go a day without taking probably, 50 pictures.
Awesome.
And I always wanted to kind of just like showcase or, share my love of the Northwoods. When we were kids, when we were going up to have fun, it was always up north, up to the lake, up to the cabin and whatnot. So I just started that. And it just kind of grew into just, things here and there. There's a few products on there.
Yeah.
One big thing going to be added soon is I don't even know how to describe this. Right now, I'm working with Wisconsin Jeep Owners Group, which I'm an admin of. There's some people locally there that we are banding together with a local club to help maintain and repair and there's some local forest roads there that are in danger of being closed. And we're working with the Forest Service to do that. So I'm going to be, if you want to subscribe to the email newsletter, we're going to be divvying out information. Yeah, that way. We are going to need manpower. There's going to be work to be done, physical labor. And then there's probably going to be some fundraising too. But if anybody wants to keep abreast of what's happening in the northeast corner of the state, as far as the Wheeling and the Chequamegon-Nicolet, and specifically the pipeline, as we like to call it, we're going to get that information out to everybody.
Awesome. Yeah, well, maybe that could be my way to get up, even if I can't go to core. Like if it's a weekend when I'm open, maybe I can come. I mean, like I'm happy to help with that kind of stuff if I'm available. So I think you're a ways away from me, but again, I can like leave early on a Friday and get up there Friday night and then like spend a weekend. So I'll look for that.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Cool.
I've always got space for people, or, I know of a campsite for you, or you can stay at the cabin or whatever.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. I love like dispersed camping is just my jam. Like I don't know that I dislike people, but I don't know that I like them. Like I just want to get away from everybody. Like I like overlanders because we have things to talk about, but like in general, I just go out in the middle of nowhere by myself and just hang out most of the time.
Jason, dude, that I completely agree with you. And probably the biggest reason I pretend I'm an overlander is because I can't stay in a campground. I just can't do it. I don't know, people's music and their kids screaming. I mean, I don't like, mean to say I don't like kids, but it's just, it's just too much stimulation. There's too much. I just don't care for being around a bunch of other people coming and going,
Yeah.
you know, all hours of the day, all hours of the night. I just want to be out in the woods with a bunch of friends, nice and quiet. You can hear the owls hoot and whatnot, and it's your own little world.
I've got a couple kids, and like we go to state parks because like my wife doesn't really like to like go out in the middle of nowhere. And it's not even just that there are people around and stuff. It's like, it just feels like, what's the point? Like, you can't even collect firewood. You can't like really pick your spot. You have to like pre-reserve it or like just take the one that's assigned to you, and it may be a good spot or it may not. Like, I like being able to like explore all day, and then if I see something that looks really cool, like I can just stop, right, and like check it out.
Yeah, totally relatable. Yeah, you feel like you're in somebody else's world, and you might as well just be sitting in your backyard.
Yeah, exactly. So cool. So I was also going to ask you to tell us about your rig, because I know you're a Jeep person. So like, what are your mods and like, what do you do? And
I have this, what I like to call the sleeper rig, or when I'm mad at it, the budget rig.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a 2015 four-door, you know, Wrangler Unlimited. I wanted one since I was, you know, watching Linda Hamilton in the Jeep with the top off at the end of Terminator with the German Shepherd in the passenger seat, and she's talking into the tape recorder.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I want that dog and I want that car. And yeah, and it was I don't know, I just have a 2.5-inch lift on it. Nothing real special, but it gets me where I want to go.
Yeah.
And it I loved it. It's just oh my gosh, the pink rack. It's getting painted this weekend.
That's Michael Hayden's video, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, that was a little embarrassing. Oh man, that Friday or Thursday we had this huge snowstorm.
Yeah.
And I tried to go to their, oh my God, that's the rinky-dinkiest, crappiest car wash I've ever been. It's Ye Old Buggy Wash in Springfield, Missouri.
Okay.
It was out of change, wouldn't take a card because there was no way to take a card. I just took that picture to prove to everyone that I did try to wash my salty rig on the way or at Moore, but it wasn't in the cards.
That is funny.
So, that bumper though is special. The bumper's special. It's a swing out bumper, custom made by my friend Dennis Canine in Marinette, Wisconsin. Get you some. It's awesome.
That's awesome. I love custom made stuff. Like, I can't afford it usually, but like, I recently I talked about like I got, and this is a really small thing, like not a bumper or anything, but I got little clips for my drone, like that hold the rotors in on the drone I got. And it was a guy that listened to the podcast and watched the YouTube videos, and he's like, I 3D print stuff. You want me to make you some clips for that thing? And I was like, yeah, that's awesome. But it's like that custom stuff just feels so much more special than like something you bought off Amazon, you know?
Well, yeah, the thing is, especially with like a bumper, like that was cheaper than something I would buy from China, which, you know, like 90% of the stuff is. Yeah. And it's exactly how I wanted it, you know?
Yeah.
American made, local, shopping local, all that good stuff, you know?
Awesome. Yeah. And it looks awesome too. If you guys are listening on the podcast and you can't see it, go check it out on YouTube and you can see this picture of the back for a dirty Jeep.
It's more salty than dirty though.
Yeah, that's true. Well, and like, I kind of revel in my exterior being dirty. Like when it's dirty and people are looking at me like, what is wrong with that guy? Why is this car so covered in mud? I'm like, it's a badge of honor. Like, I don't care what normal people think, right? But if I pass an overlander or something, you know, an off-roader or something and they wave at me, then totally worth it.
Absolutely. Like everybody knows about the Jeep wave, but the day I came back from the Cliffs Off-Road Park and I was like covered, absolutely every square inch was covered in clay and mud. I
Yeah.
never got so many waves that day. And it wasn't just Jeepers. It was kids, it was truckers, it was guys on motorcycles, everybody like,
That's awesome.
woohoo.
Yeah, that's awesome. um, so a couple more questions, and I don't want to take up your whole night, but and I think you might not have one favorite, but I was going to ask you, what are your favorite spot or spots to like head to when you take a trip? Like, what are your favorite places that you go back to over and over again?
Over and over and over again. Well, of course I head north.
Sure.
I really do like the Nicolay National Forest
Yeah.
in the southern part there, near Crivets, between Crivets and Mountain. I got a place up there. My dad has a place up there, and it's really very sparsely populated, and there's a lot of great dispersed camping up there.
Nice.
And then, yeah, then I like to go to the UP. There's just so much, uh, a lot of really fun trails, a lot of great forest roads. Of course, Lake Superior is amazing. If
Yeah.
you're ever have the chance to fall asleep in a hammock next to the lake,
Oh
it's
yeah.
one of the best things ever.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just the coast there is just beautiful. I just love it.
That's awesome. Yeah, so I've been up to like Ludington area and like spent some time there and gone into that whatever that national forest up by like the dunes and stuff up there near Ludington. Am I making things
Sure.
up? But we weren't. I didn't have my
I've
truck.
never been to the Lower Peninsula, so I don't know. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I guess that is still pretty low down there, isn't it? Yeah, for me that's like way far away. That's way north, coming from Indy. But it was beautiful. They like just the lakes and like they've got little like lighthouse. I mean, it is like the ocean. It's so big. It was amazing.
Yeah, it is. It is absolutely beautiful. And it is both, all the Great Lakes are like oceans, but especially Lake Superior.
Yeah.
They do act like oceans. And
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. Awesome. One last question. And this you may not have anything, but I was going to say, so you've got Northology, you've got Core, you've got all these projects going on. Are there any other projects in the works or anything you wanted to talk about or anything else you're working on that's like a special secret that you can tell us about? And there may not be, but.
Oh, well, there's no special secrets, but this year I did kind of I did a launch of a schedule of outdoor adventure events, and the first one is happening in May at True North Outpost. I'm really excited about that because we have a chef that's going to come, and he loves to camp, and
cool.
he's going to cook for us all weekend. He's going to do some demonstrations. There it is, Art of Camp Cuisine.
Yeah.
And then I've got some other things I'm working with them. The True North Outpost is doing 2 other events that I'm going to work for them with, and they are on the schedule too. And
Awesome.
then I'm just wrapping up my women's glamping weekend itinerary and getting that buttoned down. I have had people tell me, I want to go somewhere. How much, when can we go? So I thought, why not put trips together? Of course, I still do, camp outs with friends and Wisconsin Overland and things like that. But it's nice to do something really special and put together like a whole weekend for people to just drop everything, come out and enjoy it.
Yeah,
and
that's awesome.
That's pretty much the only thing I've got coming down the pipeline.
That's cool.
One thing I'm asking.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I apologize.
No. There's a little delay. It's my fault.
Yeah, it's weird, but going back to Core, you asked me, like, am I the founder or whatever? Yeah, a couple of us put it together, but I have a team that has helped me and come together to make last year's amazing, and the first one amazing, and this one even more amazing. And I just want to shout out to Chris Offenwanger, Jack Flood, Mandy Bueller, Taylor Koski, and our friend Jake too. He's got a lot on his plate this year. He's going to step back a little bit, but core is what it is because of the contribution of everybody coming together, doing tasks, beforehand, administration things, and then when camp's going on, helping out, running stuff. It's just a mix of varying personalities and talents that come together, and it wouldn't be what it is without all those people.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, you sound terrible to work with, so I'm sure that they really don't like it, but I'm kidding.
Oh my God, you have no idea.
You seem way too nice to
I
me.
can get a little, no. I can get like overwhelmed. And the deer in the headlights or the squirrel in the middle of the road.
Nice.
One of my favorite moments of core was I'd gotten up, I'd been I was stressed out a little bit about something. Taylor could tell. He came up and he gave me a big hug, and then he handed me some breakfast. And I was like, oh yeah, I haven't eaten yet. It was like a "you're not you when you're hungry" kind of moment.
Yeah, like a Snickers bar commercial.
But they're awesome people, and they forgive me of my moments. They call them senior moments because they're all like half my age. But no, they're a bunch of really fun people, and they put up with a lot, but we have a lot of fun too. So
yeah, well, hopefully I'll meet some of them in 2021 when I actually get to come up there for one of these events.
that would be cool. Yeah. Otherwise, we got stuff going on all summer. You can sneak up, for a Wisconsin Overland event, or shout out, say, hey, I got a weekend free. Where you guys at?
Yeah, I would love that.
That would be fun.
That's like the toughest thing for me is like, I'm not the best planner of trips, like, especially in other states where I just don't know anything. Cause like there's only so much you can find on like a map. Right. So like, I have learned a lot from Cody, on Midwest Overlanders, because like on that West Virginia trip, he planned that whole thing. And I'm like, you've never been to West Virginia. Like, how'd you do that? And he literally went to like forums and like posted up and just asked people like, hey, we're coming to this area. What's around? And everybody in the overlanding community is super helpful, and so he just got some tips, and like he put those little pins on the map, and we went and we did it. But I always feel like I get to a place and I'm like driving around and I never see the cool stuff. So when there's people like you that know the area, it's great, because I'm very happy to follow and like help winch and like pull people out and do whatever, but the planning of the stuff is not my strong point.
Well, and that's really weird, because like that's the thing I love to do. I love poring over maps. Like, I'll look at this cool place. I've got to find out how to get there. Or I see a picture that somebody's posted. I'm like, where is this? I have to find it. Or, just wandering down a 2-track and you see something like, let's take a right. What's down there? Yeah. Sometimes it's nice to go with no agenda, but I do love planning, and I do love trying to, we'll spend this much time here. Let's explore here, or let's relax here for half a day, or, find the cool places to go to. And that's fun. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I enjoy it. I'm just not good at it. So like, I go with the plan and I feel good about it, and I like doing the pre-planning, but then I get there and I'm like, oh, this is disappointing. Like, this is just an empty field. I thought this was going to be like a lake or something, but it's not. So
I will say my biggest disappointment in all of overlanding in my whole life was when I got to High Rock Bay, and it wasn't that impressive. I mean, High Rock Bay, that just sounds amazing.
Yeah.
And you get there and you're like, okay, this is pretty cool. But I think I just hyped it up in my mind to be more than what it was. Yeah. And then now there's so many people there, and there's so much, excuse me, poop in the woods. It's just not a place. Not a place I even care to go anymore, unless it's the off season. Like, I'll go off season, there's nobody there. But a friend of mine, with Mark with UP Jeeping, look him up. We were up there in August, and we had to go to High Rock because another place we were going to go to was so packed we could barely turn around to get out. Oh, wow. And we went to High Rock, and there had to be 24 campsites. Easy. I mean, it was hard for us to find a place to park and be 25 feet away from somebody. So But there's other places, and we'll have fun.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'll definitely let you know. I'm trying to plan at least 3 trips. Like that's my goal for this year is I want to get at least 3 like out of state trips. So I really want to go to the Ozarks, like really bad. And I've got a couple.
Nice. I that looks fun.
Yeah, I mean, I've just heard like people go there and then they're hooked on it. So, and it's not, I think it's like 8 or 9 hours from me, but I mean, West Virginia was 10 hours away each way, and it wasn't that big of a deal. I did a 4-day trip there, and it was, we left, I think Wednesday night and drove until about midnight, and then slept at a truck stop for a few hours, and then got up the next morning and drove the rest of the way. And then we spent all day Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday we drove back. But it was a good solid 2 days and 3 nights of just trails and trails and trails and trails. So
Nice.
it was fine. So,
Well,
but yeah, I'd
if you
love to
run
do that
into Lee,
Yeah.
run into Lee,
Okay.
tell him that you want tacos for dinner.
Tacos for dinner. Oh yeah, I think he told me that story.
He makes amazing tacos. They were very good.
Yeah. Well, he's the one that's highly recommended the Ozarks. So who knows? We might be able to meet up. So we will see.
I think he
Awesome.
likes tequila, just a note.
Tequila. Okay. Yeah, I'm a beer guy, but I'm still trying. Like, I'm super, super jealous of Overland Pioneers for having a beer sponsor. Like, I've started to make a proposal for breweries specifically, like showing them the ROI on what it would be worth to like give me a case or 2 a month. Like, it seems like a no-brainer to me, but I have not gotten anyone to give me free beer yet. So we'll see.
Dude, he came to Core with an X-Venture trailer full of beer.
Oh my God.
It was just ridiculous.
Yeah, well, like, I mean, think about how many people
Country
watch his
boy.
videos. Yeah, I mean, I'd never heard of it before his videos, and now it's like a household name for me. So, like, and what's their real cost on like 2 cases of beer a month? Like, it can't be that much. Way less than someone would pay for a sponsorship for something, Like, makes sense to me.
Exactly, yeah.
So if you're listening, beer
I'm
people,
trying to get
yeah.
I'm trying to get an Oban whiskey sponsorship.
Oh, there you go. That would be cool. Like we could it would be like all the Overland Expos would just be like open bars.
That's pretty much what our campsite is.
Okay, I definitely have to come and hang out with you then now, especially if we haven't actually hung out before.
Right. Well, and it was so cool this past Core. Like the first one, Brickside Brewery donated some beer to the event.
Nice.
And the second Core, our staff, our volunteer kids, they picked up a keg or a half keg from KBC Brewing, Keweenaw Brewing Company, and brought it over for everybody. So we're definitely going to have a happy hour this year, and it's kind of like a tradition now. So
nice. Well, I will be at an
You're gonna
all-inclusive
miss
in the
it.
Dominican, and I will be thinking of you guys while I'm drinking my beer.
I'll tag you.
Cool. All right. Well, anything else you want to talk about, or you feel pretty good about this? Did you have fun?
I don't know. I feel pretty good. I had fun. Yeah, I kind of came into it wanting to make sure I shouted out to the vendors and my my staff that helps me, and some of the little projects, especially the Forest Service thing going up north Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And
is there a site for that?
yeah,
I know I saw it on Facebook.
Not at this moment. We are we're in the early stages. Pretty soon, within days, we'll know what the criteria are or is. I don't know what the plural of it is. Anyway, we'll know what the rules of engagement are and what is expected of us from the Forest Service pretty soon. So at that point, Larry Mertz of Wisconsin Jeep Owners Group and Robert Prasser from the Paul Bunyan Riders Snowmobile Club, and I will be informing everybody of what's going on, and we'll make a plan then, a plan for action on the plan, and also how to get the word out to everybody about how they can help and how they can come out and work with us and support it.
Yeah, well, like you mentioned, people can definitely sign up for the newsletter so that they can be kept in the know. So again, I'll put that link to Northology on there and scroll down to the middle of the page and sign up for that newsletter right there, like I just did.
Thank you. That'd be awesome.
Sure. Cool. All right. Well, thank you so much, Cindy, for being here tonight. I appreciate you taking time out of your evening to chat with me. And, like I said, guys, Northology is super cool. Core is super, super cool. And I'm super mad that I can't go to it, but you guys could go. So when tickets go on sale here, it's March now. So any day now, we should be hearing about tickets. So definitely, go to the sites, check it out, sign up, go to the event, and then
They're on.
just tag me and make me feel bad.